What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and here we have the final of the 5 Elder Stars debuting in One Piece Treasure Cruise. This art goes so crazy, man. I love this artwork. He's so colorful, man. God damn. He looks so cool. Alright, so this is going to be Saint Marcus Mars, Godhead of Environment of the 5 Elders, the highest authority of the world government. I'm really excited to get into this one. Hopefully, you know, this is going to be that final piece of Exodia that's going to create the God team. Obviously, I don't think this full 5 Elder team is going to be the best team in the game, but this team is going to be very, very good, right? So let's go ahead and get into this one. He looks so freaking cool, man. Alright, so we pretty much know he's going to be a strength character. He's going to be driven, and he should have a super tandem as well. So I'm excited to break down all this. Let's see. So he is going to be a strength-driven shooter. He's a shooter. That's crazy. And he's a support-style unit in Rumble, a 28 CT special. He does have super tandem. All right, let's see what this character has. Strength-driven shooter. Overwhelming roar of the war god. Reduces crew's decrease set chain multiplier growth rate duration by 10 turns. If your captain is driven or shooter, delay the attack of all enemies for 1 turn, ignoring immunity to delay and status effects or immunity, and changes all slots to tandem, including block slots. Okay, couple of things about that. That makes a lot of sense that he delays enemies, because we do know that there was a delayed conditional boost related effect somewhere. We haven't, obviously, we're going to keep reading, but we had the Mars. Is this guy Mars? This guy's Mars. Valkyrie was the last guy we had to look at. He had an ability in his special that said magnify the effectiveness of delayed conditional boosts, so that would make sense. One other thing is that none of these characters in this 5 Elder team have a way to make tandem slots matching. So I'm assuming that he is the super tandem character. He has a way to make them matching, so let's keep reading. He boosts damage to delayed enemies by up to 4x for 1 turn based on the total crew cost. Like I was kind of expecting it to be like a 5 times conditional boost, considering all the other multipliers that we get from other specials in this batch are 5x. But still, a 4 times conditional boost is crazy. Like, we don't see conditional boosts get this high. This is insane, right? 750 cost gets you that 4 times conditional boost. Further increases your color affinity boost by up to 1.5 based on the outcome of the action special. So obviously with Valkyrie that we just broke down earlier, he can give you a 5 times color affinity boost, and then this special can multiply that by 1.5, getting up to a 7.5 color affinity, which is just nuts. And then when every type is on the crew, locks your chain multiplier minimum value at 3.0 to a max of 30 for 1 turn. So that was another thing about this whole 5 Elder team. We didn't have a character that netted you a chain-related buff. Well, technically we did with the EX Super of Nusturo, so now we can have Nusturo giving you a chain multiplier boost, and then this can be a chain boundary. And I like the fact that he gives you a special that can remove your chain debuffs first, and then he applies a more positive one to the crew. So, all in all, you get chain debuff removed by 10, you get a delay through immunity, he gives you the delayed conditional boost, he enhances your color affinity, and he gives you a chain boundary. Already seems pretty nuts. Oh, and a full board of tandem slots through block. Already seems really, really good. I like this. I like this a lot. The captain ability, which is the emerging Itsumade, strength-driven shooter 6 times attack, strength and tandem slots are matching. I hope he has a crewmate ability that makes tandem matching. That's going to make things real awkward if that's not going to be the case. Okay, so it makes strength and tandem matching, which is interesting. He's the only captain that does this. All the other captains make their color and recovery slots matching. So that is interesting. If he is your captain and performs excellent with the action special, he boosts the tags from 1.1 up to 1.3, which naturally, I think a 6 times 1.1, you get a 6.6 times boost. So he makes that become a 7.8 times captain, which is nuts, obviously. If the crew has damage boost to enemies with a specific status effect, and if the crew uses a special to further boost damage, treats the effect as a buff. Okay, right, so pretty much the same as the other characters, right? So if you have you know, your conditional boost from this guy, which is a 4x. If you activate another conditional boost, that adds to this, which is going to now become a potential of 8 times conditional boost. Like, what are we talking about here? And then you can have Valkyrie, which multiplies that by 1.5. What are we talking about here? These multipliers are getting crazy. Okay, what else does he do? Boost 5 Elder, Dragon, and Navy characters by 1.1 attack, 2 times HP, gives the 15 turns of cooldown. When 5 or more 5 Elder, Celestial Dragon, or Navy characters, and you have every type on the crew, allows damage to deal 1.3 of damage limit effect. Okay, so it is like the same type of captain that we saw with Valkyrie. So damage limit, so very akin to this Zoro, where the Zoro as a captain in his fully unleashed ability gets you to increase enemies' damage limit by 2x. So if they have a damage limiter, you multiply that by 2, and this character does it by 1.3 with Valkyrie and Mars together. 1.3 by 1.3, 1.69 times captain. Yeah, so you can enhance that damage limit by quite a lot, which my assumption is these characters are going to be kind of key for allowing you to get through the treasure map boss that's going to be coming out very, very shortly. Okay, so like, captain ability wise, they don't seem that crazy. I definitely prefer, honestly, I even kind of prefer what Nostro does over what this guy does. Like, utility is not really a thing, which is kind of alarming. I wonder how that's going to play into things, but we'll see. I just think that it's a very niche scenario where you'd use this guy and Valkyrie as a captain, right? So crewmate ability, strength and tandem slots will be matching for both driven and shooter. Okay, that's good. So I like the fact that they make tandem matching. When you tap on this character with a tandem slot, further increases your color affinity boost by 0.25. Yeah, that makes sense. Super tandem ability. Okay, I am super curious to see how this super tandem is going to play out. So that's one of the things. We knew that this full team was coming together, and the one thing that we wanted to see, how was the super tandem going to play part? Is it a one-tap super tandem? Do you need the whole team to tap? And that's going to really make a big difference as to whether or not this team's actually going to be good. So I'm really concerned. I hope this super tandem is good. So the condition at the final battle, when 3 or more of the following characters are on the crew, double characters count as 1. Mjolsgard. That is crazy. Okay, so it's basically any of the 5 elders, but also Celestial Dragons in Garling, Rosewald, Charlos, Shalia, and also Mjolsgard. But the one thing that you see there, 3 or more of the following characters, so it means 3 characters have to tap, plus this character, so it is a 4-tap super tandem, which is rough. It's kind of crazy. I hope that the effect that you get out of it is insane. Level 5. Applies a tandem attack boost of 3x to driven characters for 1 turn. Changes the attack multiplier of strength and size slots to 2.75 when they match. What? That has to be a mistake. That doesn't make any sense. That legitimately doesn't make any sense. This has to be a mistake. Changes the attack multiplier of strength and size slots to 2.75. What are we doing here? Okay, I refuse to believe this is true. Because if you're building the team in such a way, you're not going to have strength and size slots because you're going to have tandem slots, right? Am I tripping? I do not get that at all. I really don't get that. But hey, it's a 3 times attack boost to driven, which is a lot of damage. And then you would either final tap with Nostro, or you would final tap with J. Garcia Saturn, who can potentially be super effective against all types, and his damage would go through the roof. So yeah, that's probably how you're supposed to do it. I just don't understand this. This doesn't really make any sense to me. I'm actually curious. I want to go and check the Japanese one just to make sure that like it's translated correctly, because that just doesn't make any sense to me. So EX Super, here's the tandem effect. Yeah, no, this literally says strength and psi. That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Unless if there's something that I'm missing that generates those for you. Like, I really just don't understand that. That is really, really weird. Okay, sure. Anyways, let's move on to the EX Super. So it says when you have a conditional boost that is a 6 times multiplier or higher, or you have overhealing, which you can get via Peter or Jay Garcia Satin. Changes strength characters into super strength driven to super driven. Reduces the duration of barriers by 1. 1 turn is like fine, but this really should have been higher. Boost the attack of the next final tap performed by driven characters by 25%. That's all it does? I mean, you can use it as a crewmate, which makes sense, but like, this seems really bad. This EX super is like really, really mid. Like barrier removal and then a final tap buff, that's all you get? Ah, man, that's kind of an L, honestly. Like, barrier removal is fine, but like 1 is just, for a Super Sugo Fest exclusive, like, what are we talking about here, man? Like, this seems a little bad. Okay. Support effect. At the final battle, changes driven class characters block slots to tandem and reduces decreased chain multiply growth rate by 3 turns. Yo, this support effect is insane. So you attach it to any of the other Celestial Dragons, and when you reach the final stage, all block slots are changed into tandem. Like, this is on the levels of like Brûlé support. Of course, it's very specific because it's not for the whole team, and you have to use a Celestial Dragon on your team in order for this to actually work. But this is a really, really busted support. It's very, very good. Okay, so I just, obviously these characters work really well together. It's just these characters are very, very difficult to use outside of their own team. But I do think this is kind of interesting though, because like this special is still really good outside of like a Celestial Dragon team, right? Because this is always going to be useful. You only need a driven or shooter captain to get the delay, and you get the full board of these slots. You get the conditional boost. Of course, he does provide the delay and the conditional boost, which is nuts. And that's only based on crew cost. So even if you got a lower crew cost, you still get this. And then further amplifying your color affinity can always be useful. And then you need to have every type on the crew to get this chain boundary, which obviously you have to jump through a couple hoops to get that. This special you can use in a lot of cool situations. The captain ability obviously is a little tricky, and it doesn't provide like that much. It gives you a lot of damage, obviously. It gives a ton of cooldown to these specific characters. Or is it this one right here? 2 Celestial Dragons and 5 Elders. So you do still have to use them in that scenario. The Super Tandem, it's like, okay, I just don't get this. This doesn't make sense to me. And then the EX Super, it seems really mid to me. I'm not a big fan of that at all. Okay, let's see if Rumble does anything. So I think we saw earlier he is classified as a supporter style unit. Let's see what this character does. Rumble's special 28 CT does a 3k fixed damage, which is good. It targets everyone. When 5 or more shooter class characters are on the team, or 5 or more 5 Elders, target team for 5 attack, 5 speed, and 5 CT increase. I like that. When 5 or more shooter teammates are on the team, or 5 or more Elders, targets all enemies for CT speed down level 5 for 20 seconds. Also very good. Navy and World Government teammates get a 20% CT reduction. That's also very good. And when HP is 1% or below, reduces special CT of 1 attack style teammate with low special CT by 100%, and 1 attack style teammate with high special... Okay, so he basically, when he dies, he's going to allow one of your attack style teammates to become fully charged and haste. Okay, who of the 5 Elders was an attack style unit? I'll have to go back. I think it was Nushturo, right? That would make sense. So if you run the full 5 Elder team, you can basically have it so that when this character dies, Nushturo just immediately launches his special. That seems pretty good. Rumble ability says Strength Shooter and 5 Elders get HP, Speed, and Defense. 5 or more shooters or 5 or more Elders. All enemies defense down level 3, CT speed down level 3. That's good. When 5 or more shooters or 5 or more Elders, Navy and World Government level 3 CT increase, and then when he dies, he activates his Rumble special. I like him in Rumble. I think in Rumble he seems very good. You can use him in a shooter team, or you can use him in an Elder team. I think he works well in almost any scenario, which is good. His burst, you need to do 16 hits, basically, which is fine. And then he does all enemies 6k fixed damage. Striker and Powerhouse enemies... He targets Striker and Powerhouse enemies for 2 times ignoring defense damage, and Strength Shooter driven teammates 40% CT reduction. That doesn't seem terrible. Obviously it is only doing major damage towards very specific teams, but you're still getting the 6k, you're still getting the CT reduction if you're building these teams specifically. I think he seems okay. Yeah, and then he's obviously focusing on strength, 5 elder, shooter, driven, navy, world government. Yeah, makes a ton of sense. He seems pretty good, honestly, in Rumble. Rumble seems fantastic. As just in normal content, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more of a deep dive and kind of understand exactly what's going on here and how the synergy between all these characters plays into it. But man, this artwork still goes crazy, man. I think they did a good job on this artwork. It looks super cool. It is kind of a shame that all of this information dropped early, because it would have been cool to see the trailer release alongside this. But at the same time, I'm excited to see all this info first, and I'm gonna give it to you guys as well, so you guys can go ahead and react to it as well. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions about not only this guy, but also Warcury, and breaking down how this all team works. If I get a chance, I'm relatively busy today, but if I get a chance, I want to upload another video for you guys breaking down exactly how this team synergizes and kind of the numbers that we can expect from a team such as this. But hopefully you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.